Hi everyone, this is Tiwari from team BeingArtifex Skillathon 2.0. I am the team head of graphics designing team. So in this video we will be learning about what we are going to learn in this course in graphic design BeingArtifex Skillathon 2.0. So without wasting any further time, let's start with a question that is very much concerned when it comes to learning anything new. So what is something? What is the thing that you are going to learn? What is graphic design? You must have came across a hell lot of examples of graphic design. For an example, like you must have seen billboards or an advertisement in newspaper or an advertisement on any social media site. All these things are a good example of what graphic design is. And you have also seen a lot of landing pages for different sites of different sites of social media services and all these things. So let's start with the discussion what graphic design is. We have already seen the examples of the graphic design. So graphic design is a craft where professionals create visual content to communicate messages, and they are communicating the messages to target audience. So they are doing this by applying visual hierarchy and page layout techniques. And mostly designers use typography is a terminology that we'll learn in further sessions. Designers use typography and pictures to meet users specific needs and focus on the logic of displaying elements in design, like what is the element that we are using in our design and what is the logic behind that particular element to be in our design to display the message. Like, in short, we can say that graphic design is a craft where professionals try to make visuals that makes up and that somewhat creates a bond between target and the brand. And brand can be the organization or any client that you are working for. And let's move forward to our goals. So what are our goals from this course? Like, we will be learning to make you learn we'll be going to make you learn about different terminologies and concepts of designing. Like, you should ensure that beauty and usability go hand in hand. Therefore your design can discreetly carry your clients or your organization's ideals to your users. And when you establish a trustworthy visual presence, you hint to users that you know what they want to do, and not just because you have arranged aesthetically pleasing elements that are where your users expect to find them or help them intuit their way around, but because of the values which your designs display mirror their values too. And secondly, we will going to learn some of the softwares that are crucial for the purpose of designing some. And let's talk about learning outcomes. So learning outcomes, as you can see here, I have listed some of them briefly. So as a graphic designer, you should have a firm understanding. For an example, you should have a firm understanding of these learning outcomes. Like, for an example, color theory and how vital the right choice of color scheme is. Color choices must reflect not only the organizations but also users expectations. Like, red for alerts, must have seen, green for notifications to proceed further. And you should design with an eye for how elements match the tone. Like, for an example, sans serif fonts for excitement and happiness. You also need to design for the overall effect of your of your thing that you have designed now. Like, and note how you shape users emotions as you guide them from, for instance, a landing page or from an advertisement to call to action. And let's talk about the learning materials. So we'll be providing all the learning materials and reference videos in our web portal and in our discussion groups itself. So you do not have to be worried about it. Just focus on the learning, and that's it. And let's move forward and talk about the importance of graphic design. So for an instance, let's assume that you are an entrepreneur, and now you are running a business online. Like, but you can't imagine running a successful business online without paying heed to digital marketing. And digital marketing has become a prime requisite in every business or market. And graphic design works as a fuel in igniting the marketing for your company to reach out to people and capture their attention. And here in further three slides, I have included a few work samples, especially from the photo manipulation domain of the use case of one of the softwares that we are going to learn. And this domain is photo manipulation. So you can see a beautiful work of art in the example that you are being shown on this your screen. Okay, and let's here is the another one, and one more, and let's move forward. And this one is personally I like the most. I mean, just look at it, how much creativity in a single artwork. Like you can see the tree is there, and the women sitting there, and there are whales. There are whale on which a kind of island is there, like island is stated on the whale itself. So all these things that you saw earlier can be created by using Photoshop. And what Photoshop is? So Photoshop is a raster graphics editor developed and published by Adobe Enclave for Windows and Mac OS. It was originally created in 1988, but since then the software has become the industry standard, not only in raster graphics but in digital art as a whole also. And we will be going to learn these things that I have listed in here, like layers, color and adjustments, layers, shapes, text, cropping, selection and masking, filters, smart objects, transform and distort, blend modes, visual styles, color modes and resolution, brushes, shadows, exporting and artwork, etc. Right? If you are not familiar with any of the topic that I have listed here, then it's completely okay. You will be going to learn all these things in our classes itself. So let's move forward to another software that we are going to learn. Take a look at this image. How do you think it was created? And what about this 2D digital artwork? And here is another one example that you can create with upcoming software that we are going to introduce. And this one is the most iconic room scene that I have ever seen with using Illustrator. Someone has created with using Illustrator. So let's all of the artworks that you have seen earlier and earlier 4 slides can be created by the Illustrator. So what Illustrator is? Adobe Illustrator is a vector graphics editor software, and it is designed and developed by Adobe Enclave, but it is originally designed for Mac OS only, but as of now they are providing it for Windows and Mac OS both, and it began in 1985. And here too I have listed some of the things that we are going to learn in our course, that are basic tools, layers, artboard and properties panel, text, gradient art, shape builder tool, rotate tool art, pen tool, blend tool, typography using blend tool, depth, perspective and 3D typography, strokes and lines, exporting an artwork, and etc. So as you have seen that we are not limited as a graphic designer. If you are a graphic designer, that you can work as a team or as a freelancer also. Like you can provide a service for creating artworks that somebody like, if you can create NFTs also with the graphic design concepts with the Illustrator. Okay, so it's not limited. The limits are not properly defined in our case when you are learning graphic design. So thank you for listening up and for participating in BFX Skillathon 2.0. I'm looking forward to learn and grow together. Thanks a lot.